Hi everyone! So this week's topic is inspired by a question that many of my friends are asking themselves right now and have asked me, and that is, should I have a baby right now or should I have a baby at all? And I am going to attempt to answer this question as honestly as I can by sharing my top 5 things that I did not expect about motherhood, and also my top 3 things that I think you should be considering before deciding whether to have a baby or not. Just a disclaimer, I'm not saying that you should or shouldn't have a baby. The decision should be completely yours, and I am just hoping that I am going to give you some insight that you don't get to see on social media, because most mothers only share the good things about motherhood, and I'm going to be sharing the negative things about motherhood that I did not expect. So stay tuned and make sure to watch through the end.
I'm Sabrina, and I'm the creator of L'Atelier Co-working and the Focus Journal. I am always looking for the best ways to optimize and organize my life, which is why I have created Tidy Living. For inspiring content and tips from a tidy working mom, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell button to get notified on upcoming videos.
Alright, so the top 5 things that I did not expect about motherhood. 4 of those things are negative, but one is positive, and it's a very good one. So yeah, let's jump right in. The first thing that I did not expect about motherhood is how I felt during the postpartum period. So once I delivered the baby, I came home with this new baby, and I did expect sleep deprivation because everyone tells you when you have a newborn you don't get much sleep. But what I didn't expect is all the other feelings that came up during this period. So for example, I did not feel like myself. I felt that this body was not mine. I felt very lost and confused, and I didn't feel good enough. Obviously, some of these feelings are amplified by the fact that you're not sleeping well, but it's so much more than that. You're struggling with your identity, and who you are is completely changed forever. So it was a lot of emotions to process during these first few months, and it takes time to get to know who you are as a mother and have confidence in yourself that you are a good enough mother. So that's the first thing that I didn't expect, is the postpartum depression. It wasn't really depression because it didn't last very long, but a lot of women do experience postpartum depression, and it's something you should consider if you have depression tendencies even without having kids. You might want to consider what would happen once you do have a kid. The second thing I did not expect was the amount of mom shaming there is out there. There are a lot of different decisions you will be making if you do become a mother, and some of them are not even your decision. So for example, if you have low supply for breast milk and you have to formula feed, or if you want to co-sleep, or if you want to sleep train. And the other big topic is whether you are going to go back to work or be a stay-at-home mom. And no matter what you choose, I swear, no matter what you choose, you are going to be judged and shamed. You think you make the right decision for yourself and for your family, but there's always going to be someone who's gonna come up to you and say, you're not doing things right. This is not the way you should be doing things. I don't know why people feel that they have to express their opinions, and that they are entitled to give their opinions to new mothers. But it is the reality of things. But eventually you do start to own your decisions, and you learn how to politely tell these people that this is what works best for your family and it's none of their business. The third thing I didn't expect when I became a new mother is how fast I wanted to go back to work. I thought I would be very happy to take a break from work and just focus on raising a baby. But even a couple months after giving birth, I was craving going back to work and using my brain again. And I have my own business, so I was able to figure out how to work part-time, and now my almost 2-year-old is at daycare. But now I'm about to go back on maternity leave to have my second kid. So it's all about finding your balance of how you're going to manage your work life and your mom life. And there is no right or wrong way to do it. It's really just up to you and what you are able to do. The fourth thing I didn't really expect about motherhood is that it really doesn't get any easier. At least right now, when my baby is almost 2 years old, it doesn't really get easier. It's a lot of work still, even if he sleeps through the night, even if he knows how to talk and tell me what he wants. It might get easier later on, I'm not there yet, but I think as a mother, you're always worried about your kid in some way, and I think even when they're 18 and all grown up, you'll still be very much involved and concerned about their well-being and how they're doing. So yeah, emotionally it doesn't get easier. I think you're always going to be worried forever. The fifth thing that I didn't expect about motherhood is actually very, very positive, is how much love, I know it's cliche, but how much love you feel for that person that you created and you raised. It is a lot of work, but that is precisely what makes those special moments extra special. So when you are having like a good time bathing your kid, or when they show you like a new skill that they learned, you look at them and you're like, wow, I made this person who they are. If they are your biological kids, you can also see a bit of yourself in them, a bit of your husband, and all of your family, your parents, his parents, your siblings, his siblings. And it's pretty cool to know that you are the one who brought this person to life and raised them. And it's very rewarding when they show some love back, when they want to hug you. You're basically their entire world, and that is very rewarding at the end of the day, even though most of motherhood, in my opinion, is a lot of work and is very difficult. Okay, so now that I have mentioned all these things that I didn't expect about motherhood, here are the top 3 things I think you should consider before making the decision whether to have a baby or not. And the very first thing is who your partner is. Who are you having this baby with? And how you're going to be splitting the baby duties. Because I have heard of, and I know a few women who end up doing everything themselves, and to them it feels like they're a single parent because the other person doesn't really help that much. I would really consider having this conversation with your partner about what kind of parent they are going to be and how they're gonna help you raise that person. Because I don't know how single parents do it, but I think it would be really, really difficult to do this on my own, and I don't think I would be having a second baby if I didn't have a partner like the one I have. The second thing you should be considering is how your career is going to change and how you want to balance work and life. If you want to go back to work right away, would you be okay with leaving your kid at a daycare or with a caretaker? And if you are going to be a stay-at-home mom, would you be okay with that decision as well? Or would you be okay with taking time off work for like 5 years? It's just a question you have to think about and really find out what you want. And related to this is the financials. How are your finances going to be affected with having a kid? Are you able to take time off work? And the last thing you should be considering when deciding on whether to have a kid or not is try to imagine yourself 30 or 40 years from now. And what kind of life do you want? So do you want a big family and grandkids? Or would you be okay with just knowing that you had a really good time during your youth and you're just okay being surrounded with relatives and friends without having your own kids? I think this question is a bit harder to imagine because you can't really see yourself right now in the future. But it is the reason I would say most people have kids is because they don't want to die alone. But that's also not a really good reason, because there are other ways to not be alone when you grow older. You can surround yourself with very close friends and family and a partner. So yeah, that is it. I hope that I have helped you answer this big question, this life-altering question of whether to have a kid or not. And again, if having kids is not for you, that's totally fine. Having kids is really not for everyone. I hope that no matter what you decide, it is your decision and your decision alone, and that you own it. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and check out my other videos. I will see you in the next one.